New on AM Extra now, two local parents are on a green mission, and that's introduce the world to the first ever pair of biodegradable baby shoes.
Interesting. Often outgrown, baby shoes are just tossed in a matter of weeks because, yeah, the kiddos grow pretty quickly. So that's where Portland-based Woolybubs comes in. Joining us on the couch this morning with more on their groundbreaking products are founders Jesse and Megan Milliken, along with Lila, Carter, and Henry. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, so good to have you guys here. And so we've got some Woolybubs here. This is such a cool idea, a completely biodegradable baby shoe. So when we say that, what does that mean? What are these made out of?
Sure. Well, Jesse?
Well, they are made out of a magic material that is also certified baby safe. The shoe itself, here seen in this box, is very kind of silk-like, soft feel, very comfortable, breathable for baby. But the magic is at the end when baby outgrows it, give them away or donate them. You can drop them in a pot of boiling water and they will completely dissolve.
Wow. Okay, so boiling water and they will dissolve completely, and so then there's no impact then to the environment the way that you think about some of the things that normal shoes would have, rubber, plastic, some of these harsh chemicals that don't break down. You wouldn't have that issue.
Exactly.
Oh, very, very cool. Okay, so where did this idea come from to create a biodegradable baby shoe?
Sure. So back in 2020, when we were all stuck inside our homes, we noticed how much stuff we had and really how much stuff our kids had grown out of. And so Jesse worked at a shoe company for many years, and I did environmental consulting. And so we kind of smashed those together and thought, what if we came up with something that disappeared, and hence the biodegradable baby shoe.
That's awesome. Well, and it looks like you've had some experience too in outgrowing.
That's what I was wondering. Are these the product testers here?
They're a little bigger now, but they have a lot of stuff. So that's what inspired it.
That's great. Cool. I think that's fantastic. So when you look back on what kickstarted this idea, I mean, obviously it was with the environment in mind, but was there really a turning point for you, or was there one moment that you're like, we have to make a difference and this is how?
Yes, it was actually when there were fires back in 2020. We were driving back from Central Oregon to Portland, and we're like, we've got to change what's going on in this world, and let's start with what we know. And so this is what we know.
Yeah, those fires were devastating. There's no doubt about it. It was hard to escape.
Absolutely. Well, you're literally starting small with these cute little shoes. But Jesse, as someone who's familiar with the shoe industry, are there plans to maybe expand this? Because you see this going into other products too.
Yeah, there are. And I think one of the questions we asked ourselves was, what in a baby's life after they've outgrown it would you like to disappear? We asked that same question to a number of parents, and the answer is everything. You really think about it. And so we do think about growing with baby. We can keep making footwear. We also think about diapers, other items in baby's life that really at the end of that useful life, we just don't want them headed to a landfill.
I think that's great. I think that's great. Also, hearing rumors that they melt. Is that the same as what you were explaining earlier?
Did we show that video when you boil the water? Okay, so you actually can show it here in the studio.
Exactly. So explain this process.
So this is actually just the dissolution process. The water, the shoe dissolving in water.
So not necessarily melting like as if you were to put it to a fire.
Right.
Yeah.
Nope.
Oh my gosh, but look at that. It just dissolves.
It's pretty incredible. And I think what's really important to note here is that it must be boiling temperature, 90 C.
Okay.
So these shoes can get wet. They can be hand washed. They will stand up to any baby wear and tear that you can think of.
Okay.
But when put into 90 C temperature water, they will begin to break down, biodegrade.
Wow, this is wild to watch.
Really, really cool. And yeah, what a great way for people to just feel like, to not feel guilty about buying something that they're going to know that they need to use for a set amount of time, right? And then know that it's not going to have this long-lasting footprint. I just think that's great. What's been the response from parents so far?
It's been really positive so far. We just launched in April, and everybody loves that they're really cute. That was one of our big things, and also green. So you can go green without the guilt.
That's great. Yeah, who's in charge of the design? Is it you three? Do you three come up with the
designers?
colors?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you help with that?
You approve the color palette. Absolutely, you're doing a good job. That's great.
That's great. I think that's great. Well, before we let you go, where can people find Woolybubs?
You can go to woolybubs.com.
Now the name is a funny one. WOOLYBUBS.
Right.
Yes.
Woolybubs, like it sounds.
Yeah, just like it sounds.
Well, thank you all so much for joining us. Great to have you here. You have a beautiful family, and it's so cool to see what you've been able to create.
Thanks so much for having us.
Of course,
Absolutely.
of course.
So check out, again, Jesse and Megan Milliken's Woolybubs. You can learn more about their products and their story at woolybubs.com. We'll have a link to it, too, on our social media. You can follow us, Coin News AM Extra, on Facebook and Instagram.
All right, time now is 8:12.